Whoa, camera bounce. Hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. I am one half of the amazing DungeonSwag.com team, and I'm here with you now for the Pegasus in the Monster Manual 3.5. So I have a horse selected, and I'm grabbing a pair of wings. These are not ideal for what I wanted, but that's what I have. Alright, so the Pegasus is a size large, essentially horse with wings. I think we can swing it. Maybe not. So I've got a base glued down here. We just need to get some super glue. Alrighty then. Now I will show you, I have this, and this is about the right size. It's a little bit small. And this is from the Dollar Tree. And you could totally just get this and snip that unicorn horn off and have yourself a nice Pegasus right here. You could totally do that. It looks like it's wearing high heels. It's fancy. We can't do that, however. So, since we can't do that, we're going to do what we can do. Let's get his feet dipped in the glue, get them all situated and rubbed around. Make sure he's good and sturdy on the base. He seems to be. I've done a little work to this guy. I was on the phone doing a work thing before this, and I just scraped off some seams and stuff while I was wasting time and hit him with a wire brush and some sandpaper just to kind of get any weird stuff off of him and make sure paint stayed. Alright, so let's get our little snippers out. And whatever wings you're using, you use. I'm going to use these ones because this is what I have. And again, these are not ideal for what I wanted to do. But I just don't have anything else right at the moment. And I definitely don't have time to run out because I have to go work tonight to cover a shift for one of my employees that took off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a dab of glue, a dibby dab, which is a tiny dab. Okay. I'm going to get that into place. There we go. And I'd have rather had wings that kind of were out, but I don't have any, so I'm using these fairy wings from this Five Below kit. A Five Below set of fairies. Now I'm just going to kind of rub any of that loose glue that's there. The bubbles, you know, the sticky outies. I'm just going to work that in so it's part of it and it's not incredibly noticeable. And then I'm going to get a small amount of glue. And just paint it down in the crack there. I'm going to do the bottom and the top like that. If you get a little bit too much on the bottom, I think it'll be okay, but you don't want to go overboard on top for sure. Alright. Let's grab our baking soda again real quick. Alright. Now the basic construction is done, and we could take the time and go into a part 2, but I think the smart thing here is just to continue on. We got plenty of time left. That took about 4 minutes, I'm guessing. 4 minutes. Wow, 3:57, but close to 4 minutes. I'm going to hit this with a coat of black. I apologize, I have nothing ready because even though I don't spend a lot of time with preparation, I have been doing some work stuff today. Some stuff, I have a lot going on, so. Alright. I may have oversprayed them a little bit. We'll see in a moment. A little hot glue will tell us everything we need to know. Or hot air. So now we're going to get out a magic item. This is called the +2 hot air gun of burning. And I would say, it looks like I did some overspray. And since we're on a time crunch here, we're going to take him and we're just going to kind of dab around and pull off some of that excess paint. I'm not pushing with any kind of pressure. I'm just dabbing and collecting, and it is pulling it completely off in some spots and not in others. And that's just kind of not ideal. But in our situation, since I'm on a time format where, you know, I don't edit and stuff, we're just going to have to deal with that the best we can. All right, getting the +2 hot air gun back out, and let's hit him again. All right. We're going to get a dark blue gray. We're going to get a really soft brush, something like this. I'm going to dip it in water quickly, wipe it on some cardboard, and we're going to base coat them. And the nice thing about a crap brush like this that came as part of like a big pack for cheap is that if the brush gets a little bit of the spray paint that isn't quite dry into the bristles and stuff, I'm not losing out on a nice brush. So having a lot of cheap brushes for emergency situations is great. Often you can reuse them and clean them. You can get some of that spray paint off bristles on some of the brushes, on the synthetic brushes for sure. I can't promise you that you always have success on real hair brushes, horsehair brushes and stuff. I can't make that promise, but somebody said they had a wolf hair brush, I think it was, but I don't have a wolf hair brush. I have the cheaper kind of brushes that you just buy, you know, hobby stores and online from Army Painter, and I don't have any real high-end brushes right now, I don't think. No, I don't. I have only ever owned one high-end brush, and I lost that in a house fire. And I had driven all the way to Atlanta, Georgia from Columbus, Georgia. It was like an hour and some drive in my early 20s just to purchase that brush that I lost. All right, let's get him dried off the best we can. All right. I bet you wish that was a montage. All right, so let's lighten this thing up. To lighten it up, this color is called Elephant Gray. And I'm just getting a soft brush with long bristles. This is a makeup brush from the Dollar Tree. And let's try to give him a pretty good coat all over and really lighten him up. And I'm not focusing on the inside of the legs and underneath as much, but I am trying to get the wings real well and his body. And you can get in there a little bit with the legs, I suppose, if you just want it to look uniform. Okay. He's significantly lighter, and there's still some tones from the other in there, which can make him look okay in the end, I'm guessing. Now I'm going to take that and set it off to the side. I'm going to grab a couple more colors. What I have here is Blueberry Frost and Granite Gray. I'm going to hit him with a hairdryer. I'm sorry, I don't have a hairdryer, but I will use the plus 200 gun of burning because I know you guys love magic items. Okay. Now this brush might be a little too big for this next part, so I'm going to switch to something a little smaller, a little on the softer side, a little on the JCPenney side, and this is a little more bristly. Okay. So I'm going to get just a dab of this. That's more than I wanted. And a dab of this. Okay. We're going to work a lot of that off. Just liking it. Then I'm going to come back and pick up some of this texture and try not to go too far to where I'm pulling paint off, because this is a stiffer brush, but I want to pick up detail. And there's some of the red from the model showing through, and that's going to be a problem. We can either ignore it or we can try to hide it, but we can't do both. I'm going to get a little bit more of this, a little bit more paint, and try to brush onto there and cover up that little bit of red that's poking through in those couple spots just by dabbing that on. Just in those spots where the red was sticking through. I guess we'll have to lighten up the wings a little bit to compensate. That's okay. It's alright. We'll just rub that color around a little bit and make it look less splotchy for sure. Get in a couple other spots as well. I wasn't real happy to do that, but I think we were kind of running out of options there. Alright, so we're going to put these away and we're going to get a white color. A light color, I should say. That's sky blue. And we are going to get white. No white. So we're going to take the sky blue and just get a ridiculously big glob we don't need and get white. Okay. Get it all in that brush. Get it on a piece of cardboard. Get a lot of that off. Then we'll come back and we'll start. Oh, I had too much on the brush, you son of a damn it. Okay, wings are going super light. Not a lot you can do at this point. Mistakes were made. We rushed and we got what we deserved. Remember, perfection at any end is not a prerequisite for a good craft. But now we got to play the game to fix this. And here's how that game's going to work. We're going to get this brush. No, not that one. Yeah, that one. We're going to get this brush. And we're going to hit this with the air gun real quick. And we're going to go drastically light. I'm not super fond of this, and I'm not sure how this is going to work. So we're going to get a lot of white. Maybe a little more than that. Okay. A little teeny weeny bit of that sky blue. Okay. We're going to make sure there's not much on here. And then we're just going to start peppering him with this and lightening him up. And kind of pushing some of those tones together. See how I work that and that starts to disappear as I work it through. Since everything's not completely dry, we're able to kind of... It's dry-ish, but it's not perfectly dry. And we're able to push some tones together a little bit. And the more you make passes, as long as you're not hitting it with any kind of pressure that's going to pull the paint that we barely have sitting there on, And when we clear coat this guy, it won't matter, okay? But for now, it kind of does. So we're just going to keep working around to get rid of any weird spots. Like right there's a weird spot we don't want. Okay, we're going to need a little bit more. There we go. All right. And there we go. Something like that. Now let's stop what we're doing here. And let's get that darker, that blueberry, or whatever, blueberry frost or whatever it was. And we're going to get a smaller brush. Oh, wrong thing, wrong paint. We're going to get this blueberry frost. And we're going to paint his mane with that. And you don't want to overpaint. Take your time. Make it look nice. Okay. And we're going to do his tail the same way. La 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 la. So, if you're into like the story of Perseus, and you're into Pegasus, or Pegasi, or however you say it plurally, Pegasus is, Pegasus, I don't even know. That's pretty interesting. I think the Clash of the Titans was the movie for that. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Story of Perseus. That's pretty interesting stuff. They did like a kid one, but I don't remember if they had a Pegasus or not. But it was like the Trials of Perseus, where he's like fighting the Medusa and stuff and everything. But it was like a kid. And my older boys were out. We saw Percy Jackson. We saw it when it came out, and then there was a second one that I think we saw it. It was like, it might have even been direct to DVD. I don't know. Like, I don't want to lie and say I do know, but it was very interesting to see a new take on the story. I was not impressed, but it was interesting. All right, so let's get those dried up. Let's get this piece of cardboard again. I'm getting a different white that's a little thicker. I just plugged up. Doesn't seem to be plugged up. I see a hole. There we go. I'm going to lighten up these wings a little bit. Make these look white feathers. So essentially right now we have like a My Little Pony. That's kind of what we have here. I am not a brony. If you are a brony, I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm not with you. I'm sorry. I might be a brony. I don't know. I don't like the show My Little Pony. I think that's just, it's like a, I'm not sure. I think someone told me that it was like an adult male who just really likes My Little Pony. And I don't think there's any kind of like weird, gross connotations with it. But I'm not in your club. I'm sorry. I'm not about that. I didn't like the show when I was a kid. I doubt I'd like it now. Let me get that blue. I'm just going to grab that tail. There we go. I'm going to grab his mane. Now, in theory, this should be close to the color of the rest of him. So if you get a little overpaint, I don't think it'll hurt your cause too much. No, it won't. See? Got plenty of overpaint on there, you can't even tell. Alright, for his little hooves, I'm getting my small brush. I'm going to get a dark Admiral blue for those. I'm going to do those with that. I don't know how that's going to look. It's just something I wanted to try. Probably should have painted the base brown first, right? And then this would be super easy to come back and do the hooves. Shit, I'm making a big old mess here. Okay, let's do the base. I'm going to put these blues away, this gray away. I'm going to get out my dark brown, burnt umber, use it all the time. You've seen it before. And I have that white out still. And I just realized we need to do his eyeballs. Okay. Okay. Got me a bigger brush. Got my burnt umber. I did not put any water in my bristles, so this is probably going to end up going in my book of why I didn't use. Hey, if you're watching, Sweeney, this horse don't have a weenie. I didn't even check before I said that. No, this horse model, this plastic horse from Dollar Tree, did not in fact have a reproductive organ of any kind displayed. Which I am thankful for. But I think Sweeney wants one. He wants me to do a miniature with a wiener. Or something like that. Doesn't have to be, I think he just wants it to be something that's, you know, sassy. Doesn't have to be necessarily a wiener. It could be any kind of bad parts that you're not supposed to have. Any kind of perversions that I could add to a miniature. I feel like that would make him very happy. Because when I said glue condom, he laughed. I did too. Oh, I didn't laugh when I said it, but I laughed afterwards when I found out it was, he thought it was funny. I didn't say it to be funny. Alright. Now this is awkward because there's no one here to confirm or deny the humor of what I'm doing, so I'm going to shut up. Okay. I'm just going to get that. I'm going to rub that around in there and create a little breakup in that texture, or in that brown. And it's wet, and it should be easy to manipulate. And when it dries, you'll see a couple different colors in there, and it'll look okay. Alright. Now right here, is this dry enough to use? This might be. There's some drama on the wings. Where they need to be a little whiter. And that's an easy fix. We'll just touch those up. There we go, something like that. So anyways, I'm going to do one more funny thing. Not a funny thing, one more little thing. I'm going to make this horse some irises. And to do that, I'm just going to use a bright color. This is called Tropical Blue. And I think this horse is kind of naturally looking that way a little bit. Okay. All right. We're going to use the +2 hot air gun and burning and dry some of this up. I'm going to put some pupils on those eyes. And we're going to put some flock on that face. And let's say I got 8 minis in that pack of horses, for example. Say I got 8 horses in that pack. So, you know, that's what? Who knows? 28 cents for the horse. The poker chip was probably 5 cents. And the wings were probably 12 to 15 cents, depending on how much you can use out of that bucket of fairy parts, right? So really, here we are looking at about 40 cents for a decent Pegasus if you needed one for your game. Now, if you didn't need one, then you didn't make one, right? I didn't need one for my game, but I needed one for the channel because we're doing the whole monster manual, not just the entries I like. Which, by the way, has been very hard for me. You can't even see that dot in the camera. But he is looking to his left. Curiously, like, hey, who farted back there? Oh, I don't think Pegasus talk like that. They're not like, hey man, what's up, bro? They're probably like, I am a Pegasus. I am beautiful and wise. Blah, 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 blah. They don't make that noise. They might. Who knows? I've never met one. All right, big days ahead, big days ahead. All right, let's get some clear glue. Just a little bit of clear glue, and let's put it on our cardboard here. No condom. Nice. Clear glue. Toothpick. This has white on the other side, so... Okay, let's get some green flock. And there we go, guys. Thanks for watching. If you wouldn't mind, do me a favor, do the call to action stuff, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, leave me a comment. Check out the website, www.dungeon/swag.com. Buy some of our minis. Not these minis, real minis. And come check us out on Discord. Share with us what you've been crafting and painting, carving out of wood, making out of crochet and yarn and such. Show it all to us. We want to see what you're crafting. And we show off some of our stuff there too. I don't show off everything because I do a lot of it on the channel. You can easily watch it here. Why show it off twice? But thanks for watching so much, and we'll see you next time.